planted in the shelter of the Most High. You who abide in the shadow of the Eternal will say unto God, my refuge and my fortress, the one. Dear friends, we gather today to remember, to mourn, and to give thanks for the life and love of Dorothy Kittleson. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Cameron Fraser. I'm the minister of Knox-Metropolitan United Church, where Dorothy was an active and beloved presence for many years. Not too long into my time as minister, I began to notice as I would stand in front of the congregation that at varying times, 10, 20 minutes into the service, deep rain would scurry across the balcony of the first century. It wasn't long that I learned that said woman, who of course was Dorothy, was often arriving at the time she did because of her commitment and care for her beloved Winston. I also saw her commitment and care for the members of St. Andrew's community, who by then had amalgamated with the community of Knox-Met, offering them rides and assistance. I also saw her commitment to a certain football team. She would always wear green on game day and most other Sundays. Dorothy, as I'm sure many of you are aware, is quite a talker. Her effervescent positivity would bring a smile to the face of any visitor, even if our pastoral care team noted that chats over coffee and tea may have occasionally been a bit one-sided. They were always delightful, always appreciated. As a new minister coming to a church, juggling a family of little ones, Dorothy was an enthusiastic cheerleader and always reminded us of the gifts our children were in her eyes, even in those moments that we as their parents wish they would share their gifts just a little bit more quietly. I got to learn about Dorothy's special bond with Winston, about how the two of them found one another during a time of such grief and pain for both of them, and how that connection was a life-giving gift. She and I spoke often about her knowledge that her time with Winston was fleeting. He held this with grace and hope, taking each day as a blessing. This spring, when Winston suddenly left her and all of you, she was in the midst of grief and so grateful for who he was and who he always would be, and so grateful for what all of you here meant to her. It's too short a time since we stood on this ground together. You've all been through such a shock and an ordeal. Say goodbye to someone as important to you in such a trying time and unable to celebrate Winston and Dorothy as you would want to. And after Winston's passing, the shocking revelation of Dorothy's own illness, surgery, and recovery, questions of how long, balancing hope with grim prognosis. We've been through so much. Last week she was held in so much love, as you have all held her so gently and graciously, reflecting the love with which she has held you in times as well. To watch someone we love be in pain, their soul and their body, and then to have held hope with them and watch as the outcome we feared would be decreased happiness. To have all of this happen in such a moment in our collective life, when we cannot do everything we would want to do to offer comfort to one another, or to celebrate her life. People we wish could have made a trip to be here cannot. You are welcome and know that your presence is felt even from afar. Supports and friends who we wish could be around us are not able to be here. This is hard and we should not pretend it is otherwise. We gather as we can today. Hope that there's a time when we can celebrate as we would want to. These two lives who mean so much to us always. Our opening prayer is a blessing from Father Darke. Blessing in times of trial. The day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you suffer, may the clay of the earth rise and balance you. On the days when your eyes freeze behind the gray window and ghosts and moths get into you, may a flock of colors, indigo red and azure blue, yours, the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours, and the protection of your ancestors be yours. May a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak behind your life. We've chosen the same scriptures that were spoken at Winston's service for today. From the Hebrew scriptures, Ecclesiastes 3, verses 1 to 8. Everything has its time. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. There's a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what has been planted. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. There is a time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to throw our stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain. A time to seek and a time to loose. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silent and a time to speak. Psalm 23 is printed in your order of service. If you'd like to say the word softly along with me, you are welcome to do so, as you feel comfortable. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. The final reading is the one that Dorothy asked to read for Winston. The Christian Scriptures, 1 Corinthians 13. The gifts of love. If I speak in the tongues of mortals and angels, but do not love God, then it is invisible. And if I have prophetic powers and understand the mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith so as to move the mountains, but if I do not love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions and hand over my body so I may boast, but I do not have love, I have gained nothing. For love is patient, and love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful. Love is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way, is not irritable or resentful. Love does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, hopes all things, and believes all things. Love never ends. For we only know in part, for when the complete comes, the parts are then. Now we see in a mirror dimly, but when we see face to face. Now I know in part, and then I will fully know, even as I am fully known. Now faith, hope, and love abide. These three, the greatest of these is love. I'd like to invite Melissa to come and speak to you.
Where do we begin to speak? It's kind, generous, lighthearted, and funny. She was the very definition of what a true Christian is. My brother Kevin lovingly called her the church lady. She walked the walk, always giving, loving, forgiving, and trusting. Her smile lit up the room, and she took every opportunity to shower people with love in her genuine hugs. She never judged. She loved everyone, and she lived the life of true service in and out of the church. Dorothy met a lovely group of young transplanted Trinidadians. In university, and became fast friends. As an only child, she was adopted by many brothers and sisters in the Amishet family for decades. Joan, Olive, Esther, Ivan, Sybil, and so many more. Over the years, she grew a vast collection of adopted kids who lovingly called her Auntie Kitty from all over Canada, and her family grew as theirs did. She even adopted the notorious Trini Time and was always extremely late for everything. She loved a good trinity party and was so grateful to the family for taking such good care of her for so many years. She felt your love and she knew you were thinking of her even though you weren't able to be with her in her final days. Dorothy was not like the other girls that she went to university with. She was adopted by an elderly couple after the war and she chose to stay with them until their very end, always grateful for the home that they gave her. When everyone else went off to find their loves, marry and have children, Dorothy chose to stay home and care for her parents as they fell ill. And just like Esther in the Bible, she gave up so much in honor of her parents who lovingly gave her a home when she was a year and a half old. Her mom and her went on many road trips to California that she spoke of fondly. Although she didn't speak much about her upbringing and even less about her parents, I do know that they raised an incredible daughter with values to be proud of. Dorothy came into our family after our mom passed 25+ years ago. And it's hard losing a mother so young, but she filled in whatever way she could and always made us feel welcome. Her door was always open. She loved to celebrate every birthday and holiday with us. She helped my sister through not one but 2 cancer battles, making sure she was at every appointment and by her side the entire time. She spent her Saturdays caring for my babies, showing them off at the mall or Smitty's every chance she could. She loved my sister's babies and grandbabies very much and always wanted the best for them. She cared and provided for Bill after his injury, visiting him often at the care home. She opened her home to all of us, gifted us her time and her treasures and her unconditional love. She loved us a million times more than we could. Dorothy was quirky and nutty and often strange, but she was so kind, always, that it was often overshadowed. She never learned how to properly cook. She once put a turkey in the oven for 12 hours, or drive, or keep house. She regularly kept things in her fridge for months, even years past expiry. She put canned tuna on everything. She kept her Christmas tree up until at least April. She was a crazy cat lady who loved her fur babies and let them get away with anything. But I've never met anyone who did not instantly love her, except for me, a disgruntled 50-year-old who had just lost her mother. I came around. Dorothy stayed up many nights helping me. In the early days of my business, spending hour upon hour gluing and cutting invitations, and she never complained. She believed in me. She believed in all of us. She supported us and pushed us in ways that we didn't understand, but we appreciate so much. A die-hard Rider fan, even in the 30+ years that they were an absolutely abysmal team, she went to every game she could, had seats in the exact same session for so many of those years, and she cheered the loudest. I'm pretty sure she owned one of every shirt, calendar, mug, and cereal that the team sold. In fact, I once saw her put on every Rider shirt she owned at once because she was sure that it gave them good luck. She loved Riderville and she loved her Rider family. She loved our dad from afar for 20+ years, and when they were finally reunited, her fairy tale, as she called it, started. She was devoted to loving him, serving him, and doing everything she possibly could to care for him after his health slowly faded over the years. She sacrificed so much, and yet she still continued to grow in her love for Yanni for all of us, still handing out bright, shiny smiles and warm, enthusiastic hugs. She rarely showed us that she was suffering or defeated. She was so genuinely concerned for our well-being that she gave all of herself away, leaving very little for herself, which is ultimately how we ended up gathering here today. Dorothy will always be remembered as the kind, warm, genuine, bright, and shining light, and the world is much darker without her. She was beloved, and now she is in heaven with our dad, her parents. May she rest peacefully now without fear or suffering or pain or always.
often expressed her faith in her deeds. But when words were called for, she would share these words with her community. We are not alone. We live in God's world. We believe in God who has created and is creating, who's come in Jesus, Word made flesh, to reconcile and make new, who works in us and others by the Spirit. We trust in God. We are called to be the church, to celebrate God's presence, to live with respect in creation, to love and serve others, to seek justice and resist evil, to proclaim Jesus crucified and risen, judge and hope, in life and death and life beyond death. God is with us. We are not alone. Thanks be to God. In the scriptures, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." Let us each take a moment of silence that we might offer personal thanksgiving for all that Dorothy has ever been and all that she will always be in the hearts and minds and lives of those who knew her and who will always love her. Let us celebrate that every burden she has ever carried is laid down and that she has come to a place of rest. Join our hearts in prayer once more for gifts of family and friends, love and friendship, joy and laughter. We give thanks that we were able to know and have Dorothy as part of our lives. In whichever way and for however long it was, we give thanks for all in her that was generous and kind, for the love she shared and the lessons from her that we've learned. May we hold tightly to who she was for us, that the joy and laughter she lived and the good she brought into the world would continue through us now. We pray for those near, those who are far away, who grieve right now. We pray for Dorothy's family and community, those nearby who will no longer be able to see her close in the way they once could have, for the hole this leaves in their lives. May memory and fondness fit into that space, not replacing her presence, but making something new. We pray for those who would be here if they could, for they experience grief on many levels in the loss of the chance to be here today. We pray also for the loss of the chance to embrace and hold one another's hand in ours, close to laugh and cry together as we would. May we find grace for the moments of grief. Words of the Lord's Prayer are printed in your bulletins if you would like to say them. Our Father, who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. 4:30 this afternoon, the Darke Memorial Chimes, the bells that hang in the Knox-Met bell tower, will ring in honor of Dorothy's life. They will begin by sounding one toll for each of the 75 years that she lived, and then they will play on in her honor. If you find yourself downtown, you're welcome to stand in the park and listen to that music and think of Dorothy. These ashes are blessed, because Dorothy's life was wholly worthy and meaningful. These ashes are blessed, a reminder of the gift of Dorothy's life. These ashes are blessed, a gift of return to the earth, a gift of renewal. We are each blessed to have known her and blessed to have been part of her story. From such blessing, we give thanks for the life that has gifted our own. Amen. And blessed be. Fair Lady of Dawn. So with thanksgiving for the life that was lived and the love that was shared, we commit Dorothy Kittleson to her final resting place. Earth to earth, ash to ash, dust to dust. Dorothy, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the rain fall softly upon you and the sun shine warmly. And until we meet again, may you be held in the palms of loving hands. And to all of you gathered here, and all of you gathered from afar, may you know that absence is full of tender presence, that nothing is ever lost and forgotten. May you sense around you the secret elsewhere which holds the cherished ones who have left your life. May the sore of your grief turn into a well of seamless presence. May you be embraced by God in whom dawn and twilight are one. And may your longing inhabit its deepest dreams within the shelter of the great belonging. Deep blessings to you and all those you love this day.